for Sabra Minoka say, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Minoka say there is a breaking news about him. And a breaking news about him, no air patch say, and a breaking news, no, and they say, the minority in parliament, or more patch say, the Sikebi Asha budget ni mua, Sasike the Asha budget ni no, President John Dramani Mahama, only the NDC government, no, they are planning to purchase a new private jet for the president. So remember, I say these were the same people who were against procuring a new private jet. Or move you and say a beba buying a car. Sapepe and omoka ya to say omoba beam helicopter crash near the DSC. And one of the concerns was that helicopter ni plane na ye use no old yanshini ya ebe kunya president nesika at that bank. And with no Mahama eba no ato forcing and other people ebe bought video bi kwama ato forcing or the abe to just say Ghana's private jet na wo no sika ye kase di be sie na aye post no ye the top of 4 crank for so na man for say munim sa e na Akufo-Addo satan Akufo-Addo wo power Akufo-Addo e ka say yen san no mudi ye propaganda ya ye aminitima san private jet and de helicopter etiti ato forma ekunkum nkofo no mehu ni nyansa say e wo say yen yes helicopter yen kuti abuginapo ono any lead this particular voyage or party say abai no muntu o ma dreaming if you think NDC the MPP is going to sit down aloof and watch them procure a new helicopter e kwan a omudi MPP for fast so abepe and almost omudi NDC for ebe fast no new helicopter yen kuti video ye ba ye beto
you put all of these together, these 4-year programmed expenditure, if you put all of these together, which is the multi-year procurement commitment the government of President Mahama has made to purchase these 4 helicopters and 2 presidential jets, it amounts in total to 13,152,072,333 Ghana cedis. If you do the conversion by a rate of 11 Ghana cedis to the dollar, you will get 1,195,642,939 United States dollars. If you did it conservatively at the rate of 10.53, which is Bank of Ghana rate, if you did that by the BOG rate, which is 10.53 Ghana cedis to a dollar, you will get 1,249,009,718 United States dollars. So, ladies and gentlemen of the press, governance is about transparency, and governance is about accountability. And we members of the minority in parliament, our constitutional obligation bestowed on us by you, the good people of Ghana, is to hold the government of the day accountable. The decision ultimately will always be yours, the Ghanaian people. But our duty is to interrogate, examine, analyze, and put out the facts so that you, the Ghanaian people, will appreciate how your taxes are being spent and how the public exchequer is being managed.
Inti Osha de Oskin so I say, why is the NDC government seeking to buy 4 helicopters, 2 new presidential jets at around 13.1 billion Ghana cedis? So this is coming from Abujinapo. Now, in all of these things, to Abujinapo, apart from the press conference on the minority for a half a year, he even went on further, okay, to again raise a motion in parliament all parties say unconstitutional for us to include in our budget say we could procure new helicopters and also new, if I say 2 new presidential jets. During Akufo-Addo's time, all they wanted to do was replace just 1 presidential jet. Just 1. NDC force DB. And that year, most of them then yembo in Shemai the Enfremo. Now, in aid of this, no, Minuka says, no, there's been some remarks. If he the NDC or more also about they are also looking into this and they are also responding. Mahama Yariga, who happened to be the current a majority leader, no, was challenging the former defense minister Dominic Intifo. Say a year ago, no, not to say they were wanted to procure a new private jet, but then the Omuso president onko so no use the old one. Yenko tie nsema Mahama Ayariga edituja ye babaka ye beto aso.
There is a budget policy before us that says retooling of the Air Force. Retooling of the Air Force. There is nothing in it about a presidential jet. There's nothing in it about a presidential jet. I recall that not long ago, just about a year ago, that you were in this house to brief us on the need for this house to approve the purchase of a presidential jet because the existing ones were not fit for purpose, and that is why the president was hiring aircraft and bathing in the air, aircraft that had bathrooms, and he was flying and bathing in the air in aircraft that had bathrooms. You were saying that there was a need for aircraft, presidential jet, because the existing ones were not fit for purpose. I am saying that this budget does not mention a presidential jet. This budget talks about retooling the Air Force. And our rules, Rule 25, Rule 125. Let me read, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me read. Rule 125 says, a member shall not anticipate any matter by the consideration of a motion dealing with the subject matter which is likely to be introduced in the meeting. And I'm saying that once we approve this budget, the details of what constitutes retooling of the Air Force, the details will come to us. That motion will come. And when that motion comes, and it is a presidential jet, we will debate it. But as of now, there's nothing in the budget about a presidential jet. And so you cannot premise your debate on anticipation that this government might be considering the purchase of a presidential jet. So
and do the same thing. NDC banana pa wodi animu no kofi fasa private jet now.
So that is a year in Sema a year Mahama Yariga edituja. But then video ni play be san ko play bio. Just a year some time ago, those who were really against acquiring new presidential jets now no, they are not even talking again. And one person is Okudu Blakwa. In fact, Okudu Blakwa betini din pa na is a passport issue. Why din? And I'm up for this. I said, where is Okudu Blakwa, who was bringing us a breakdown of the cost of the presidential jets? Any a year Akufo-Addo's travel, sika no more spending, and now him fa. Yenko show this particular video. I'm up for pull it up on by say a year ago and some years ago he was saying say if a president comes and wants to buy a new helicopter, wants to buy a new private jet, he Okudu Blakwa will resign. Yeah, Baba share the video of what a castle to forcing. He is also saying about this particular issue.
You resign.
I'll resign because what may resign? Why shall I stay there? May resign because the mayor is on principle and yet personal. And yes, I may time President Akufo-Addo and as I mean President Akufo-Addo. It's the principle. It's about protecting the public purse.
Hey, Sabrina, education minister na oda olem kwise mo abe resign.
Oh, may resign. I mean, my head, my resigning free appointments committee of parliament.
And the appointment committee, no, say any allowance and more kwa na mojeje. And I be wo baby a minimum.
Appointments committee, which is a committee. And do the same thing.
NDC banana.
So that's Okudu Blakwa saying, say, if government and an NDC ban will procure new helicopter and a new private jet, he will resign. Today, he is still at position. But regardless, no, the finance minister, no, same way in Abano, and Sasha say one way or the other, no, Wababe Kasa, to him, no, in some of the two John, is so simple. He's saying, he said, you know, the cost of private jet here, presidential private jet here, yeah, they are called for service in here. They are doing sika and I a car ye bo hono. the two new one crank up source. So on also the argument, any explanation, any video babaka to us.
From the back of this, the investigative report on this unfortunate incident, the crash on August 6th, the lack of these updated equipment in the aircraft, all of this is going to be addressed with the purchases you're doing.
Exactly. And that is why we have left it to the Ghana Air Force to be able to assist the government acquire the required helicopters to support the operations.
Apart from this, you are purchasing one large range aircraft and one medium range aircraft
yes,
for the Ghana Air Force.
Yes. So that is also being discussed. The Ghana Air Force is working with the manufacturers also directly to identify the type of aircraft that they will require. And again, from what we see, that will also take another 3 to 4 years before we get that. But it's obvious that you are building a country, and we need to begin the purchases now so that hopefully the next 4 years, by 2029, we'll have this one long range and one short range aircraft for the Ghana Air Force.
Are you going to be using this for executive travels as well?
It depends on the president of the day, but the Ghana Armed Forces obviously has a responsibility to pilot the president or executive anytime the president is traveling around.
The criticism about this is that what exactly is the need for this? And why you even purchased it? That's one of the questions that the minority asked yesterday.
So let me come to you on this. The former president spent quite a lot of money chartering planes and I mean, obviously using it for official duties. Have you considered the cost of chartering to the state as compared to the cost of buying? Today, we may spend, let's say, $50–60 million to buy an aircraft, enough to be used by the state and secure the safety of not only the president, but also the executive, and also be available for other use for the state. $50–60 million. Now, if you go back to history, you notice that the charterings that has been happening alone may be equal or more than the 50 million United States dollars that we have spent.
So that was Ato Force now, or what is really happening on the ground. To him, new private jets, and as a new military, long-range military private jets, new short-range military private jets, Ghana Ekwakotono. It is very essential because former President Akufo-Addo not only private jets, and a presidential jets at that time, not a faulty. Now, you saw Tono, or we now so man and got for on service, no problem. It's not use during time and almost servicing because whilst it was being serviced out of France, any other I don't know. Now also use a year or charter new private jet, and so we use private airline. What you are saying? Call for private jet to be high now or the year akwanyaba. And now pass a sika. Akufo-Addo need then MPP government. They used in moving around, in paying for transport fares. Near the booking private jets. Near the I don't know. Yeah, the says can you now to the tour? Yeah, they turn new private jets crank for so also. And you know who be here say, but turn up I say, no, see you pay $100 million at a new private jet, one short range and one long range. A idea, a car. But I was see a car who say in 2029, because 2029, what just our airplane, 2029, no, so that time as a plane, no, is in a pristine condition. At the end of the day, no, you beat me issue for the next 10 or 15 years. So this is a year Ato Forcing justifying why Ghana is going to buy 2 new private jets and also helicopters. What they were opposing some years ago, and just 1 year ago, no, now they have signed up for it. They are going to buy this new helicopter and also private jet. Almost any private jet for the president, but then one long range, one short range. Of course, these are, if anything, big words, grammatical words. I'll be one private jet is for the president. So that is the issue. And I say my air course CCR. Now,